Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Last week we got the introduction of the first quote-unquote new map for regular Battle Royale in Warzone, Verdansk 1984, Verdansk 84, which of course is the Verdansk we knew, but 36 years in the past. And within that 36-year time jump, a lot ended up changing, ranging from some of the geography to certain areas and even some smaller things, just like building layouts and whatnot. But one thing remains the same: the secrets. As we know, Verdansk 2020 had a ton of secrets, some that we didn't even get the answer to, like for instance, what all is behind the second door in the various bunkers. And now on Verdansk 84, we're already starting to see teasers for what's to come in the future map updates and potentially what is the next big secret on Verdansk. So as we go through everything, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Let's go for 4,000 likes on this one. As always, seriously appreciate all the support. It really does help out the channel. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're not already subbed, this is the place to be for everything going on in Call of Duty. So feel free to subscribe so you can always stay up to date. Now, on the surface, the general overview of Verdansk is relatively similar to before, right? Like Superstore, still in the same place. Hospital, same deal. Like general locations are the same for the most part. Obviously, though, we do also have some new areas like the factory, like Summit, the Array, or the Duga, so on and so forth. And alongside the standouts in terms of the new additions, there's also a ton of smaller spots that are new that actually tell us a lot about the future. So one place I want to look at in specific is the Old Mine. This is just to the west of the airport highway and just to the south of Summit. It's like this whole little mining area that for the most part is actually inaccessible, but there's a lot more to this area than you might think. Now in game, you can't really find out all that much. There just really isn't much you can get into or you can see right now. But Call of Duty has like this whole Verdansk breakdown blog. It's like this whole TAC map where you can go in and view all the various areas on the map. You can learn the backstory and the lore of these areas. It's honestly pretty cool. There's a few interesting notes in and around the Old Mine area, for instance, and for starters, I should say. There's also a lot of notes for everything else too, but there's some really specific things here that I think are pretty interesting. So getting into that, in the tunnel next to the mine, there's actually a door inside of here that's marked BO, and you can't do anything with this for now, because the blog actually says that the trick to entering the mine is to actually ignore all the conduit entrances outside that are all blocked off and whatnot, and instead go into this tunnel and head to the access door. But in order to get into said door, you need Redacted. Now, things being referred to as Redacted is no new thing in Verdansk. The same style of blog and TAC map was also available for the previous version of the map. And that blog pretty much referred to everything regarding the bunkers as redacted. The doors to the bunkers needed something redacted to enter. Obviously, we knew it was the key cards, but even like other hatches around the map said that they gave access to redacted. So basically what this is saying is that some form of Easter egg or other map secret is located behind this door. And currently, whatever redacted is not in the game since we haven't found it yet, but it looks to be coming in the future because the blog detailing the old mine also shows images of what's actually inside the mine and what it looks like. So this is an area that'll be coming to Warzone with a future update down the road. However, that is only the beginning. Also, a little side note, I think it's kind of curious that Bunker 11 is actually still on the map. Currently, we don't know if this is going to actually play into anything or if it's just like a nod to the Easter egg that we had before. The blog literally reads, in order to redacted, which seems redacted, you must answer redacted and providing you redacted. If you manage to redacted, expect to explore redacted. That gives us nothing. Maybe a slight headache from saying redacted too much though. But for now, this just remains like a big question mark. Unlike the old mine, which is definitely going to be updated, and we are getting that as a new part of the map at some point in the future, presumably. But anyways, I digress. One thing I want to point out, which will be important at the very end of the video, is that over at the quarry, which is now known as the salt mine, there's a ton of various mining tunnels all around that area that are actually blocked off or they're inaccessible, and they look relatively similar to the ones over at the old mine on the complete other side of the map, so just keep that in mind because I actually think that's really important. Now, the next area of interest is one of the hotter spots on the map now, and that is the factory, or the airplane factory, which is located right next to the superstore, thus why it is such a hot spot. Everyone's dropping super, and they start to rotate over into there. And this is probably one of the stranger things that we have on this new Verdansk map. However, it also ties into my larger theory, and I think it sort of backs it up even more. Now, the interior of like the main maintenance building looks to be just like a regular airplane factory, but if you go into the bay area and head to like the little side corridor, you can actually go into a small underground area of the building, which, lo and behold, leads us to a bunker door that looks exactly like the bunker doors that we had before on Bunker 11. Bunker 5 over by the military base, which is also on the map still, has the same door. All the bunkers on the previous Verdansk had this entrance, and now it appears underneath the factory. And also, the blog actually mentions this area too. It says, outside of the storage room, the main corridor opens to reveal steps down to a bunker door. Open this door by redacted, which in turn redacted. Again, obviously, this isn't going to spill the beans for us. It's meant to lead us on, and it's meant to sort of make us theorize about all of this. Although, to be fair, even after we discovered all the previous bunkers' interiors on the old Verdansk map, the blog still referred to everything as redacted anyways. But for now, it is especially accurate considering we don't know what's behind this bunker door. We don't know what's behind the door to the old mine, or what lies inside of like all the mine shafts over at the quarry, or even what's inside of bunker number 11. Now, as of now, those are all the strange areas that I could find or that I know about on the map. There may be even more, and if you happen to discover any others, by all means, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. But the info that we have so far sort of teases what's going on behind the scenes in Verdansk, and it's enough to work with for now. Because, we've got no idea what the whole time frame here is like and when we're going to see something start to evolve from these secret areas. But looking at what we know now, there's something that I noticed that seems, you could say, oddly coincidental. If you remember back in Season 5, we got the whole subway system update for the 2020 Verdansk, and with that, we got this map here, which shows the whole railway system or the subway system that went beneath the map traveling to all the various stops. Now, the main line here I would say is important, but what I also think is very important is all of the out-of-service rails, which are sort of like grayed out. And so I got to thinking, and I took this map and I overlaid it onto the current Warzone map. And do keep in mind, it's not 1-to-1. It's pretty much impossible to make this 1-to-1 without throwing off like the aspect ratio and making it look kind of weird. But I did line it up as best I could, which totally works for what we're trying to prove here. And while it's hard to see right away, I did go ahead and trace over, poorly because my tracing skills need some touching up, it seems. But I went ahead and traced over all these railway lines and the out-of-service lines. And for the most part, it looks like the railway or the subway lines line up with all these curious points of interest. With the exception of the old mine, which is really what confuses me here, we have a railway system traveling from the airport right by the ATC tower, which is almost where that old mine is, but it's just not far enough west. So that's like the little asterisk in all of this. But outside of that, a rail system line goes from Lozov Pass right into the quarry or the salt mine area, and from there, an out-of-system or an out-of-service line goes right into those areas where there's those cut-off mines and all those closed-off tunnels. And then, if you look near the superstore in the block area, there's another out-of-service line that runs right past the airplane factory. So to me, it looks like what is currently sitting underneath Verdansk is this entire underground system comprised of what is now like all these mining lines and mining tunnels in 1984 Verdansk, and what would eventually evolve into secret tunnels for Alcatala and Zakhaev, alongside, of course, the subway system too. So if I were to guess, and keep in mind, all of this at this point is just me theorizing, so I could very well be wrong, I could very well be right. Hopefully we're gonna know soon, but if I were to guess, we may see another fast travel-like system added to the game in the future once we gain access to all these tunnels, so you can travel from, the old mine over to the salt mine and whatnot. Or we may just learn about what actually lies underneath Verdansk and all the other secrets that could probably be explored at that point as well. I'd almost guarantee we'd get even more secrets unveiled at that point, just with how all this is approached, with pretty much everything being redacted. But yeah, there you have it. With all of that being redacted, that is what we currently know about the big secret that Verdansk 84 is hiding, and that's going to wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, whether it be news, intel, updates, or pretty much anything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WHosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.